my little brother Chris had got out of work. He had kind of got hurt a little bit, and he was asking me if I had anything he could do to make some money. Well, we had an old junkyard, and we had just crushed a whole bunch of cars. I mean, I had about 3,000 tires and rims all stacked up, and we needed to break the tires off the rims. Well, you can haul the rims off for scrap metal. Then you got to pay to haul the tires off too. But there's still money to be made if you're willing to do some work. So he said he'd do it. So I told him he could have the money, but he had to pay to haul the tires off. He'd keep the money for the scrap metal. It's in the middle of summer. He went up there every day breaking down tires. I know it had to be hard. He did it and did it and did it, and then he'd get a load and he'd haul a load off, and he'd come back and he'd start again, and he'd stack them up until he about had enough for a load, and then he'd load them in the truck. Well, he came in one morning getting ready to start, and he realized a chunk of his rims was missing. Somebody had stolen them. He was mad, man. He was mad. And so he said, they're gonna come back tonight. I know they're gonna come back tonight because there's a whole bunch more sitting there. So he went home, got his dang shotgun and his 9mm. He went back up there and he was gonna catch them. And about 9 o'clock, a dang van come pulling down through the side out on the power line and pulled in and stopped. And he heard them walking across there. They was talking. There's 3 of them. He figured it was high school kids. He didn't want to hurt nobody, but he was gonna scare the mess out of them. So when they got right up close to him, he shot that shotgun up in the air, and they started running. He was hollering, "What are you doing up here?" He's shooting, boom, boom. This was like back in probably in the mid-'80s or somewhere around there, so it was a long time ago. There wasn't much police force up here back then, but anyway, he's out there shooting, chasing them around, and he seen one over there. He runs after them. Then he figured, well, he finally lost, he couldn't see them no more. He figured they were gonna run back to the van. So he ran back to the van and beat them there. And he looked in the van, the keys was in the van. He said, "I got your keys, you might as well come on up here. I ain't gonna hurt you." And then he'd shoot again. He saw one of them running real slow, running down the darn driveway, going toward the gate. And he was gonna catch him. He took off after him. And when he got there, he was gone. He's like, there's no way that guy outrun me. And then he realized he was in the woods right beside the gate trying to go around the gate. Well, he didn't know there was nothing but bamboo thorns out there. That guy had to got all scratched up trying to go through them bamboo thorns. So Chris jumped up over the gate and was waiting on him when he come out of the woods. His clothes was all ripped up and he was out of breath, and he just flopped down on the ground laying there like this, breathing hard. And my brother recognized him. He said, "Hey, I know you." "Yeah, I know you." He said, "What are you doing up here stealing from me for?" "I didn't do nothing to you." He said, "No, I'm innocent in all this. I just was riding around. I didn't know they was going to do all this stuff." "Well, who was them other 2 guys?" "I'm not telling you nothing. I can't tell you who they are. They'll end up killing me or something. I don't know what they'll do, but I ain't telling you their names." So Chris aimed down and shot right between his knees. Boom! Into the ground. And he said, pointed back at him, and that guy said, "One guy's name with this, one guy's name with this." He told him right away. So then Chris thought, well, I guess I better call the cops. So he had his phone. He called 911. A little bit later, cops finally showed up, and he told that boy he was going to let him go if he didn't. If he told them cops them same 2 names, he would let him go. So he told them 2 names. I don't know whatever became of anything. Back then, you never knew them. I never heard that they arrested them. So, but they impounded the van, so they bound to got somebody. I don't know. But my brother, he told me that's the most fun he ever had in his whole life, chasing them guys around up there.